Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Samantha Harrelson. Jay and Janelle are off tonight. 5 years ago, Billings Flight Service pushed the envelope of helicopter aviation. It became the first commercial owner-operators of CH-47 Chinooks. Since then, the behemoth twin-rotor choppers owned by brothers Gary and Al Blaine have flown the globe. Now the company is pushing that envelope once again. Q2 Chief Photographer Paul Humphrey takes us to the skies to show us why these Billings helicopters could quickly become the most sought-after firefighting resource in the country.
That was one of the first ever water drops from a CH-47 Chinook helicopter. Built to deploy troops and equipment for the United States military, these six-blade workhorses now have a new mission. Billings Flying Service has been battling blazes with their Chinooks for 4 years, using a bucket to dip into lakes, ponds, and streams to douse the flames. But using a bucket on an airframe the size of a Chinook posed a problem.
The trouble with the Chinook is that we have a bucket hanging underneath, sometimes 150 to 200 feet underneath of the helicopter. And with the regulations that are in place, you're not necessarily allowed to fly over houses and cities and towns, populated areas, with that bucket. Clearly that hinders our ability to fight fires.
So to solve the problem,
we have decided to put a tank inside of the helicopter.
But that created a new problem.
There isn't one that exists, so we had to design one.
Billings Flying Service didn't simply put a tank in their choppers. They developed and created the first ever tank and snorkel system for a Chinook helicopter. That system includes hydraulics independent of the helicopter's hydraulics, a disbursement pump, foam actuator, retardant intake nozzles, and one-of-a-kind bomb bay doors engineered to let the pilot evenly disperse water or retardant.
Our doors, depending on what kind of fire you're fighting, whether it be a house fire or a long grass fire or a single tree burning in the woods, you want to have a little bit different drop pattern for every one.
And the innovation doesn't stop with the hardware. These birds are also updated with new satellite technology.
It also has what we call telemetry. It immediately sends a message to the Forest Service how much water this helicopter dipped out of a pond and where we actually put that water.
With their repurposed warbirds equipped as modernized air tankers, the Blaines are confident their investment will pay off because the fire bosses on the ground want their helicopters in the air.
With the Chinook, we're generally the first call to the fire. They get the best piece of equipment out there early and fast, and this is clearly it.
In Billings, Paul Humphrey, MTN News.
Thank you, Paul. The FAA was in Billings this week to inspect and approve the modified aircraft. Gary Blaine says formal written approval could be as early as the 1st of May. Well, turning now to weather, Bob, hard to imagine fires right now when there's so much flooding going on in the state.
Especially along the High Line. We sent our sister station, KRTV, up to the High Line. We went to Chester where it's flooding pretty bad. As you can see, there's still got a lot of water there. But the good news today in Chester was that the water was starting to go down a little bit. You could see how wet it was in the trees. Now it's down a little bit farther. And so that's still all part of that same thing that the governor put out yesterday. It was a flooding state of emergency, and it covered 7 counties, the city of Chester, and the Fort Belknap Reservoir. Now tonight you'll notice we still have flooding across that area. We also have a flood advisory, flood warnings, and now it looks like other places like the Lodge Creek, that's getting very close to flood stage up there by the international border. The Missouri River at Landusky, that's getting close to flood stage, actually flood stage 25 there at 22, and the Milk River, that is already over flood stage and is in the process of flooding. Our forecast though is talking about a warmer weekend ahead. Probably going to see more snow melt. We'll chat about that in a few more minutes.
Thank you, Bob. The names of 3 Billings police officers disciplined for having sex with a former city employee on city property will be released on Monday. This information confirmed to Q2 Media by our media partner Last Best News. The online news site reports Police Chief Rich St. John says 2 of the 3 officers had sex with the woman while on duty, and all 3 incidents took place on city property. The woman, Rollin Strizich, was fired 3 months after she admitted to stealing drug evidence from the police department. She admitted she took hundreds of pills from evidence. The officers face either 1 or 2 week suspensions without pay, but their commanders get to choose when those suspensions will be served. Well, more security measures will be in place this year when the PBR hits the Rimrock Auto Arena tomorrow night. For the Professional Bull Riders event, Metro Park Management has put on a list of items not allowed in the arena. Metropark provided its maximum security at the Rimrock Auto Arena for the Foo Fighters concert back in December. The PBR security will include metal detecting scanners at all entrances, but they will not increase the number of sheriff's deputies on hand or bring in any bomb-sniffing dogs.
This is a heavier level of security for us at PBR than we've had in the past. They've been looking at this at venues all around the country, some venues even more secure in terms of what they ask to be done than what we're doing here. Anything we can do at Rimrock Auto Arena to keep people safe, that's what we're going to want to suggest to our promoters that they do.
Some of the items not allowed in the arena include weapons, knives, cans and bottles, video cameras, pepper spray, backpacks, and any bags bigger than 12 inches by 12 inches. A complete list of prohibited items is available at metropark.com under the PBR tab. Now to Helena, where one of Governor Steve Bullock's longest-serving cabinet members is cashing out after 5.5 years. Revenue Director Mike Katis is stepping down from his post next month. The 61-year-old formerly served as Missoula's mayor and a state legislator, and he says it's time to go back. And while he praises the agency he works with, it's also not without criticism. He says he regrets that the Bullock administration hasn't enacted the right reforms to the state income tax system. Although Katis's ideas were generally disapproved by legislative Republicans, many also say he was open-minded and listened to complaints.
We have an obligation to, treat our bosses, the public, well and straightforward. You can't be perfect. If you don't get it right, let's try to make it right.
Governor Bullock says he'll name a successor in the coming weeks. The city of Houston is leading the way as the nation mourns Barbara Bush. The former First Lady passed away Tuesday at the age of 92. CBS's Weijia Zhang is in Houston with more.
In Houston, the outpouring of support for former First Lady Barbara Bush continues.
Barbara Bush was a strong Texas woman, full of grit and grace.
Mrs. Bush died at home here on Tuesday at the age of 92. On Thursday, mourners gathered for the first of 2 nights of public grieving. City officials encouraged people to wear blue, Mrs. Bush's favorite color, and pearls, her signature accessory.
She had heart. She was strong. She'd been through personal tragedy, so she could relate to people.
Barbara Pierce Bush was the wife of the nation's 41st president and the mother of its 43rd. Her family has lived here in the Houston area for nearly 60 years.
Fabulous mother, grandmother, citizen of the world, and we're so going to miss her. I thought she would be here forever.
There will be a public viewing at St. Martin's Church on Friday, followed by an invitation-only funeral service on Saturday. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Houston.
Barbara Bush will be buried at her husband's presidential library in College Station, Texas. She'll be laid to rest next to her daughter, Robin, who died of leukemia in 1953 when she was just 3 years old. The service will be carried live on Saturday right here on Q2. Well, coming up in tonight's 10 o'clock news, even the teeniest patients are a big deal for NICU teams. We'll take a look at today's training. Plus, it's a sweet treat for veterans. Find out how teens are giving back. And later in sports, why Montana bull rider Matt Triplett can't stand to look at the world standings. Scott has him in studio. All that after the break.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.